今日は何曜日日曜日 Today is May 12th, 2024 here in Pacific, California. 12 miles south of San Francisco, 5258 high. Kind of chillaxing. That is 11 to 14 degrees Celsius. Awesome stuff. What am I do? I just got back from Nick's, and what I did today is I went through my tub over here. Not there. Over here. This is what I do on a annual basis, I guess. So these are all the Yozakuras that I currently have. I pick them up, I view them from the side, and they're all pretty. They are all beautiful, just because they are my boys and girls. All that from there, I'll try to select the boys and girls that I kind of like, and from here, I of the ones that I selected, I'll bring them over here. Let me just take it real quick. So the best beer of the day is the one. Ooh, I don't even know how many beers or wines that I had at Nick's today, but the best beer of the day is the one that I'm having with all you Medaka heads out there. So kanpai chin chin chai, real quick sip. So earlier today, I went through the bin and I kind of selected what I like. It's really hard to film just because of the reflection. Hopefully the audio is working out okay. It's a new microphone that I'm putting on my t-shirt. So the reflection is hard. So long story short, I'll select a male and a female, and then I'll add another extra female per se. So it's one male, one female per bin, and I'll collect the eggs from here. Here's the other one that I have over here. Let's see if I could. Pretty sexy. You can tell. I think you can see the eggs already, right? Yeah, on that one. This one over here is a different style. Again, in a blue tub. They look different, right? They don't color up as much as the one they put in a dark or black tub, and these boys and girls over here. Let's take another real quick sip right now. Oh boy. Oh. I gotta say, my backyard is a freaking mess. And but it's having the fun in this hobby is the number one importance of when you're doing anything. All that. So in these little, I got these from Japan. I don't know, like a couple years ago. They're called the MV box. This is a 13 liter. 13 liter is probably a 369. It's probably 3 yans if you would fill it up to the top, which I am not. It's the most popular Medaka tub that you could find in Japan. They weren't made for Medakas, actually. They were produced for construction workers and their needs and all that stuff. All right, so what am I going to do here? I'm just going to basically throw in these mops where they will hopefully lay the eggs, and I'll just throw them in here. Mop number 2. When I start seeing temperatures of the low temperature being a little bit over 50, I will see all my Medakas starting to do their dance. Before I talk about the dance, the MedakaMetal dance, I guess per se, is that there are a few criterias. Okay, 3 in particular. Basically, the lowest temperature has to be above 50 for sure. About 54 is ideal. And then as the temperature goes up during the day, the higher the better. Meaning if it gets up to 70, that's great. 80, that's fantastic. 90s, that you're in the danger zone because they may end up dying, right? So when I see the eggs like this one over here, I don't know if you could capture that, but so we're starting to see the lowest temperature being like 52, and then it gets up to 60, 62, 65 over here in Pacific, California. And this is when you start seeing the females starting their action. What do I mean by the females starting their action? It's not the male that triggers us all this magic. It's all about the females over here in the Medaka world. Once you hit the requirements where the temperature is at that level, and when you have 13 plus hours of sunlight, that's when the females start releasing the hormones that gets all these boys, friggin' boys like us, excited. And that's what basically triggers this whole beauty, the natural beauty, right? They'll start laying, and then the males are all over the place with their semen flying all over the place. So the third criteria, the water, right? So you want stable water. It doesn't mean it has to be crystal clear. It doesn't mean it has to be, it's the parameters. They could survive in various parameters, but at the same time, you want to make sure that they have good water. So you could see I have over here in all these tanks, I have 1 male, 2 females. You see the male just going ballistic, just kind of like dancing around, trying to look good, like MedakaMetal style over here. Loving the elevator, like Steven Tyler said. You got to have that move, and that's what the male is doing over here. Again, 1 male, the darker one on the top. 2 beautiful, beautiful females, all that stuff. So the third, number 3, I forgot to mention, is the proper nutrients. I tried a bunch of food over the years from Japan, and they're all good. Every single one is good, but this one over here, the last time I went back to Japan, this was in February. I was talking to my breeder friend in Japan, and he was like, all these foods, man, we don't have any over here in the U.S. And when I talk about the food over here in the U.S. from the food that is provided from me from the Japanese companies, are like, well, I can't get them. And so he's like, well, why don't you just make one available to all the Medaka heads over here in the U.S.? But I'm like, well, there's so many, and they're all good. Every single one is great, fantastic. Which one is good? And he told me that this one over here, he is in this person over here. Medaka Kobo Edo-san. He told me this is the best of the best, Top Gun style. You may not see Tom, or you may not see Iceman, but the Maverick or Iceman, but the best of the best. So he said, hey, if you are going to introduce any type of food over there in the US, start with these, because they're tested and they're just awesome. So let me just take a real quick sip. Again, back from Nick's, man. It's Mother's Day today, and it's a great moment. But he just told me, I tried these guys out from Gex, and which I did. Ayahime. I've been feeding them for a little bit over a year, and do I notice a huge difference? I'll be honest, man. They're all good. All the brands are good. But for me, it was easy for me to when you get something like this, right, you get all these, they're tiny granules. And a lot of the brands, they have different sizes for different needs, different sizes of the fishes. But for these ones, it was easy for me to just turn into powder, which a lot of the other ones, it was very difficult. So once you get one size, you're doing this and you just can't get them small enough for certain smaller fry per se or juveniles. But these, I was like, man, they smell like food and they're easy to deform into smaller powders. So when you have smaller medakas and juveniles, I was able to crush them into a size where it was easy for them to consume. My medakas, I was looking at how they're eating. They float well. Medakas they eat from the top. They're not good going to the bottom of the tank and eating and all that stuff. They like to eat from the top. And they float well. They'll sink after time, but it was easy for me to control the size, and that was one of the biggest likes, I guess, in lamest terms for me. So I gotta thank my buddy over here, Medaka Kobo Edo-san, back in Tokyo, Japan, for introducing me to this food that just came out last year, and it's great stuff. So yes, awesome stuff. So, and I did make them available over here in the US because he told me you better take some back or import them, and he allowed me. So awesome. All right, so that's enough for me. I don't even know what I'm talking about right now, but Nick's was a great moment today. Instagram, MedakaMetal, at MedakaMetal over on Instagram is where I can be found. If you have any questions and if I can answer them, I'll do my best to do answer. If I don't have the answer to your question, I will tell you that, like, man, I don't know. You got to figure it out together. So, all you Medaka heads out there, thank you again. Domo arigato gozaimasu for tuning in to what is this even called? I don't even know what it is called, but just love all my beautiful fish. All right, we'll do it again next time. MedakaMetal out. Instagram, MedakaMetal. 13 minutes and 2 seconds. I'm out. All right, cool. We'll do it again next time. All you Medaka heads that have purchased or that contacted me to buy the food and all that stuff, man, domo arigatou gozaimasu. Out.